A small plane crash in Leverett leaves one person dead and 3 others seriously hurt.
You go ahead and take a look behind me. You can see fire crews are up on the ladder right now spraying water into this building. We're told that there are 6 apartments inside of this building right on Center Street.
One woman taken away in an ambulance after a 2-car accident here in West Springfield.
When you're snowmobiling, you always have to have a helmet on like this one, even when you're just a passenger like I am. Now, you also have to have one on if you're being towed on a sled. If not, you could actually face some fines.
And up into your office or the area where they need to be compressed.
Third period now, tied 2-2, 12 minutes left when Holyoke's Nate Standen takes the puck and buries it with the backhand.
This is one of 3 ski lifts already open up here at the mountain. It takes you all the way to the top.
This is a teriyaki, right? What else goes into that?
Teriyaki, and we have some peppers and onions.
Okay.
That it's pureed.
Oh
and
God. This is our head brewmaster here at Opo Opo. We're looking directly right now at the blueberry. Now, there are actually blueberries in this beer?
Actually, we have an all-natural extract made for us.
You can come over here if you want to take a look inside.
They say it's a fusion of art, science, and beer.
This is Element Brewing Company.
What that really means is that it's a labor of love.
It all stems out of friendship and a passion for the product.
Element Brewing Company is the creation of longtime beer makers Dan Kramer and Ben Anhalt, along with their business-minded and construction-savvy third colleague, Tom Fields.
It just makes sense to open this brewery in this place at this time because there's been so much growth in the industry. We're making a very, very interesting tasting beer. It's not been had before.
This is our dark matter, we call it.
The partners have crafted 3 microbrews: Dark Matter, Extra Special Oak, and Red Giant.
We've been distributing it to local restaurants and bars.
We sold to a few bars, a few draft accounts, and they sold out of the beer that night. We don't have any hopes. We've got confidence. We know that this is going to work.
Confidence that even when the economy is bad, good beer just makes sense.
Tricia, downtown Chicopee here on Center Street remains closed at this hour. The streets are flooded. Several are homeless. You can see behind me, crews are still working to put out that fire at this hour. For all involved, they say it's been a very long day. Flames shoot out a downtown Chicopee building.
They just came in, put a big ladder to my windowsill and took me out.
Ildefonso Figueroa was inside when the fire started. Crews pulled him out of the burning building from a 3rd floor window.
I couldn't get out because there was smoke all up and down the hallway. I tried to go downstairs, but I couldn't breathe, I couldn't see. I felt heat, so I ran back inside the apartment building and waited for them to come get me.
Officials say the fire started around 5:30 Saturday night at 23 Center Street, right in the middle of downtown Chicopee. As crews continued to put out the fire several hours after it broke out, the nearby Munich House and apartment buildings behind it were evacuated out of fear that this fire could spread.
I have no idea whatsoever. I'm just standing here waiting to see what happens.
Joanna Gonzalez, another resident, has lived in the building for the last 5 years.
I have nothing left to say. I'm in a loss for words.
Joanna says there are 6 apartments inside the building. No word if all were occupied. Back out live, you can see the front of the building is pretty much caved in. There are 3 ladder trucks high above shooting water down onto it at this hour to contain that and put out any possible hot spots. The state fire marshal tells me that they're expected to be on scene for the rest of the night. Also on scene is the Red Cross. They're telling me that they're not only assisting the victims that lived inside this building, but they're also assisting the victims that lived in the other buildings that had to be evacuated.
Today, we're here at the Cumberland Farms on Grove Street in Chicopee, where as you can see behind me, it's still a very very active scene as police continuing to investigate. And like you said, one person did die as a result of this accident. That person was inside the store at the time. An SUV ends up sideways inside a convenience store, killing a person inside. Chicopee Police Chief John Ferraro says speed may have been a factor.
Motor vehicle that's inside the building now went through this intersection at a very high rate of speed. Went through the building.
Witnesses say the driver appeared to be an older man.
I heard a boom.
William Philbrook was next door to the Cumberland Farm store on Grove Street in Chicopee around 11:30 Sunday morning when the accident happened.
I looked and the whole front of the store was destroyed.
Philbrook helped the store's clerk and another man who was inside during the accident.
I ran over and gave him a hand. We brought her over towards a gas pump, sat her down. And by that time, then the police had arrived.
Chief Ferraro says the person killed was a customer who was inside the store. The driver of the car, a clerk, and another customer were taken by ambulance to the hospital.
It appears that those people are right.
Chicopee Police, Fire, as well as the Massachusetts State Police are investigating. According to police, the car did not hit any of the station's pumps, and the building is safe.
Chuck showed you the building seems to be okay for us to do the work that we need to do.
Okay.
But as far as the future of the building goes, that's yet to be determined.
Back out live, you're looking at the SUV, which was just pulled out a few moments ago. It had been in there for over 6 hours. Now, again, one person did pass away as a result of this accident. The chief tells me that person's name will not be released until tomorrow morning. That's the latest here in Chicopee. Talea? How's the traffic been?
Are you going west?
Yeah, we're going to the show.
Oh, well, good luck. That's all I can tell you.
Thank you.
It's extremely busy. 91, the turnpike, everything's backed up. Everyone's headed that way.
Bumper to bumper, gridlock, stop and go.
We've been here for 45 minutes and we still haven't got through this light.
Whatever you want to call it, it's something thousands of people experience on their way to the Westfield International Air Show on Saturday.
This is gridlock, yeah. It's crazy. We've been here for at least an hour and 45 minutes sitting here, just trying to get through this light.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. If we can get there.
All right, it's day one of the air show. We've been sitting in traffic now in Holyoke for about 20 minutes. We're not even nearly anywhere close to the air show yet, so hopefully we'll get there on time to see some of the action. Slowly, minutes turned into hours, but some were still hopeful. Have you gone before?
Oh yeah, every year.
Every year? So you won't want to miss it?
I've always wanted to see the Thunderbirds, so between them and the Golden Knights, you know, it sounds like they have a pretty full ticket, so it'll be interesting to see how much we actually get to see.
It's now about 12:07. We've been on the road for about 45 minutes now. We can hear the air show, but we literally just got onto the Mass Pike, so we got about 4 miles to go till we actually even get off the exit.
I was just saying, I'm like, they should just have it flying over the highway so at least everybody can see it.
It's 2:20 now. We've been on the road for about 3 hours. It's a trip that usually takes about 15 minutes. We've only really gone about 10 miles. So the lesson learned for today is we got to get there a little bit earlier.
We're not going. We've decided to give up. We're just going to go out to eat and get some beers.
It took us almost 3.5 hours just to get from one exit to the next. And now that we're up here, now we found out the gates are closed, so we're not able to see the air show.